I had a really hard time coming up with a way to talk about Ultraman Omega 4 because I don't want to trash it, because it actually, the more I thought about it, the better it got. And yet, I found it very frustrating. And I find that interesting because this is like a kid's show. It's like a preschool show, right? This is what I'm hearing from people from Japan. And I don't get it. It's operating on a certain level where it's sophisticated, but also it's operating on a level where it's unsophisticated. So the core issue I have is that Kosei flips out when Sorato wants to go out on his own to meet with Ayumu, because he's been studying the train system and he knows how they work and he knows how to get from point A to point B, which is great. Good for him. Yay. But Kosei acts like a child. Like, he throws a tantrum when Sorato wants to go out without him, and he had previously been excited to go fishing, and that's the whole reason Sorato said, oh, I'll go by myself. You want to do something else. You want to be somewhere else. This is my thing, the kaiju stuff. So, like, you go do what you want to do, dude, and we'll be fine. But Kosei, I don't know if it was the performance. I don't know if that was the actor. I don't know if it was the director telling him to do that, but he's doing all this crazy stuff with his eyebrows. Well, then I'm going to go, yeah, fine, you go help Ayumu fight kaiju, or whatever. And it's just like, it just seemed like a tremendous amount of overreacting. And he seemed to be so insanely upset by this idea, and I just don't get it. On the other hand, his boss, Oya, Kosei's boss, Oya, is there, and he says, like, hey, let's not go fishing, let's go play shogi instead. I think it's what it's called, shogi, with the little tiles, and you move them across the board. It might be like Chinese checkers, Japanese checkers, I don't know. Anyway, and there's this, like, the goal is, I guess, to get the golden general to be able to kill the king of the other side, something like that. I don't know. I've never played, never tried to play it, never watched any anime about it. Hikaru no Go. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know much about shogi. I know that there's a golden king, or a golden general and a king or whatever, and pawns. And Oya, as they're playing the game, listening to the radio, like you do, Oya explains to him what the issue is with the, he explains to him the importance of pawns, and he explains to him that everybody is needed in shogi to accomplish the goal, that the golden general wouldn't be able to do what he does without his pawns helping him, and that the pawns can be important. And he's giving him some much needed context and understanding of the importance of his role in Sorato's life, I guess. But Oya's not supposed to know that Sorato is Omega. Like, he has no way of knowing at this point. There's zero context. And yet, he's telling Kosei that he's important in Sorato, his cousin's life, because he can support him and help him to do the things that he needs to do in life. And that's a very good message. It's a very sophisticated message. It's kind of ruined for me in how petty and petulant and childish Kosei was being, and what caused the conflict in the first place. And the contrast between them, one thing being so childish and one thing being, I think, fairly sophisticated, is troubling to me. It's odd to me, because I don't know if that kind of explanation is going to go over kids' heads, or if they're going to understand it, get it, appreciate it, if it'll even work for them. And I find it very confusing. Maybe it's enough that they see conflict between these guys and then cooperation, because when Kosei shows up, he calls out to Omega, who's struggling, and Omega turns around and he's like on his knees and he nods to him after Kosei encourages him to get up. And then Rekiness is able to do something new. They had been testing out Rekiness's abilities in the beginning of the episode, and he's able to do something new, and it unlocks this armor, this Rekiness armor is what I'm going to call it for now. And Omega is able to use it to defeat this really cool bird kaiju, dinosaur bird. There is this Saurus. It's got finger claws, like banana-like finger claws. It's really cool design. And then he's able to defeat him, and everything's great, and like they make up, and that's good. Like, showing conflict between characters, and showing them resolve that conflict is a good thing. And like, these are good things to teach to kids. But the way it was gone about, I don't really understand if it would have worked or not. And it really took me thinking about it a long time. And this is my second time watching the episode, to really get what was going on. And like during the shogi thing, I thought, oh, that's what they're saying. And then I don't know, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, okay, yeah, I guess this does work. But it just wasn't obvious to me that it works. And I feel it's interesting, this weird tension between these are stories for children, and then also they're kind of being told at a level like above kids, maybe. I'm not sure. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Anyway, I keep talking about Ultraman Omega as well as other things. You can find links to everything that I do pinned in the first comment. And if you have comments about this, if you thought this episode was great or horrible, or you are kind of on the same page with me, or you have a different perspective, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to understand this better and think about it in a more intelligent way, because I care about how stories are told and what they mean, even if they're about, men in rubber suits fighting monsters in foam suits, other rubber suits, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, until next time, this is MJ with Henshin Inspection signing out.